Hey there, welcome to this episode of the Happy Teaching Podcast, where we are diving into friendships and things like "you're not my friend anymore" or the famous "you're not coming to my birthday party." If you are smiling along with this or rolling your eyes or nodding your head like, "oh, I've been there," this episode will help you solve these problems. You're not alone in hearing this. It's very common, especially with infant teachers. We kind of joke about it like, "you're not coming to my birthday," because it's a very common thing for kids to say. But we also know that when you're 4, 5, and 6 years old, being told that is awful, right? That's a hurtful thing. Even though to us, we're like, "oh, here we go again," right? It is a hurtful thing, and it's usually said either intentionally or unintentionally, but it's kind of said to get back at someone, right? They're angry, they're mad. But our role here as teachers is to dive a little bit deeper into this. It's very tempting to just be like, "no, we're not talking about birthdays. We don't have time for that. Move on." Okay. And there's been times when, we have to do that. We don't have time to stop and talk every little thing through. I understand that we're busy. We might be traveling to PE or doing something else. But sometimes that's just like slapping a Band-Aid on, because they might stop in the moment, but they actually have no other skills. We haven't actually given them any other skills as a replacement. So we're telling them, you can't say that to them, but what can they say to them? Because that friend just hurt their feelings. That friend just made them really mad. And so they were saying, "you're not coming to my birthday. You're not my friend." And we're saying, "nope, we're not saying that here. We're all friends here." I don't recommend saying that either. We'll get to that in a minute. We're kind of telling them that. And I understand why. We've got 1,000,001 things to do. But when we think about it, we have not given them any alternatives, so it's going to keep happening. And it's important to remind ourselves here because it's very stressful, like teaching in general, as we know. We also have so many things that we have to get done that it's very easy to forget that these moments are actually the most important thing. These social skill growth moments are huge and they carry over into academics, but they get looked over sometimes because we're so busy. I get it. We're so busy in the day-to-day that it's easy to kind of blow over some of these social skill moments because it feels like we don't have time. But if we don't make time, then we're going to it's going to keep happening over and over and over, which takes away from any of our, air quote, academic time. And we're just kind of in this cycle. So we have to make time to solve these problems. And that's what we're going to walk through today. So number one, we have to remember they say this because they don't have the tools to express these big emotions. When they're mad, hurt, and left out, they're just going to lash out with whatever comes to mind. And oftentimes that's, "you aren't my friend. You're not coming to my birthday. My mom doesn't like you," or whatever else they can come up with, because those are the skills that they have right now. Our role is to give them skills to express their emotions differently while also making sure they understand that it's not okay to say things like that. This isn't about getting away with something or letting them talk this way. This is about giving them alternatives and making sure they understand, no, we absolutely can't say those kinds of things. So we want to work with them on what do we say instead. So when this happens and someone's like, "you're not my friend anymore," I don't recommend telling them that, "no, we're all friends here," because that's just not true. And it shouldn't have to be true. Should we all be polite and kind and include people in our classroom? Yes, absolutely. Just like as adults, we want to be inclusive and kind, and we want to get along with our coworkers. But is everybody friends? Probably not. And that doesn't mean we don't like each other. It doesn't mean we're unkind to each other. It's just friendships often take place in, there's different types of friendships, different groups, different people. That's okay. And when we're like, "everyone's friends here," and they're thinking, "but I really don't like this person. They're mean to me every day. I have to be their friend," that it doesn't quite match up. And it's okay to not be best friends with everyone, but it's not okay to say unkind things. So we want to kind of make this distinction. Now, we also want to add in some small group lessons, which we'll talk about in a moment. But first, what I want to do, and we don't need to spend forever on this. We don't want to go on and on because kids are going to tune us out. It's going to go right over their head. This can be quick. If someone says, "you're not my friend anymore. You're not coming to my birthday," instead of ignoring them or saying like, "oh, nope, we're not saying that," you could say, "oh, you sound mad. Can you tell me if something happened? What happened?" And let them tell you and help them practice what they could say instead. "Ooh, it sounds like that what she said really made you mad." If you're feeling mad, you could tell her, "ooh, I'm mad. I'm going to take a break." Maybe you have a calm down corner or somewhere else to go. Offer that as an option. "I'm mad. I'm going to take a break." This helps kids know they are allowed to be mad. Number one, being mad is okay. Being unkind isn't. But this gives them an option of knowing, oh, okay, I can be mad. Oh, I'm going to say I'm mad and I can have a break. I can take space. Okay, so we model that during classroom discussions as well. I often tell them, and this one really gets them every time. They're like, what? First of all, they can't fathom that I have friends. They're like, you don't live at school? But I talk about my friends and how I get mad at my friends sometimes, even as a grown up, right? And they're like, what? You have friends? You get mad? Yes, because everyone feels mad sometimes. When I'm mad at my friends, sometimes I tell them, oh, I'm feeling mad. I'm going to take a break. And then my friend and I might come back and talk about it. Model this with them. Maybe you use 1 or 2 students to be characters. One model's taking a break, and then when they're ready, they come back and they talk about it. But they need to understand that being mad is a little bit normal. Calming ourselves down, or being mad is very normal, all emotions are normal. And giving ourselves time to calm down before we talk in a kinder way is helpful. So we're reminding students their emotions are normal, they're valid. However, their actions are what we are working through, right? Because when we're like, no, we're all friends, no, we're not mad, we're kind of blowing that off. They are mad, but how can they express that instead? Now, as I talk this through, we're talking through a 10-minute episode. This is going to take you 30 seconds with the kids, asking them, oh, do you need a break? It sounds like you're mad. Okay, why don't you have a break? When you're ready, can I help you guys talk about it? Offer that help too. And it might be once they calm down, they might not even remember what they were mad about. When you're ready, can I help you talk about it? And then I want you to intentionally plan in your circle time. And I know you're like, I don't have any time for this. I have a scripted curriculum, or we have, requirements for minutes and this and that. But I want you, whenever you feel the resistance, when you're like, no, I don't have time to add in these mini lessons, I want you to think, okay, how many times am I stopping for problems and management struggles? Am I being interrupted a lot of my teaching? If the answer is yes, then you need to put these lessons in your circle time so that you can lessen those interruptions. Okay, so we're putting in this work now so that we don't need to do it later. You'll get that time back tenfold is that the right expression? I don't know. You'll get the time back if we put in the time now. So that could look like modeling things at the carpet, picking people to help you act out a situation. I'm mad at her because she took my crayon out of my hands. So I said, you're not coming to play at my house. And have the kids talk it through. What could I do instead if she took my crayon? Use real life situations that happen in your class and turn them into an acting opportunity for you and the kids to walk through. What could I do instead? Oh, I could ask her for it back. I could get a different crayon for her, offer to help a different crayon. I could ask the teacher for help. It's a valid thing to ask us for help. That's different than tattling. We have a whole episode on tattling too, if you need that, but it is different than tattling. We'll link that one below. I could go to the calm down corner, right? But what I can't do is, hit her, scratch her, rip the crayon back, tell her I don't like her, right? They need to hear what they can and can't do so that they can actually practice it. It's very important that we don't make assumptions on what they know or what they understand. And I know it feels like we don't have time, but this is the work of early childhood. I promise you, putting in these little efforts, these little conversations, these little circle time mini lessons, they will lessen the occurrence, lessen as an EN, make it happen less. They will lessen the occurrence of these events. And while to us, it feels like, who cares? It's just one, threat of no birthday party. Let's just move on. Yes, I can see the point of that. But remember, in this age, that is a big deal. In this age, this is what they're learning. And we want to help them navigate this so that it doesn't carry on into first, second, third, fourth grade and adults uninviting people from their birthday parties. All right, I hope this is helpful. If you're wanting more help, like sometimes we talk through a problem here and like we talked here and it led to what if they're tattling? So we have episodes on so many things. My goal is always to keep them around 10 minutes or less. So check out our list of episodes. We have more classroom management ones to help you. If you're inside the Print and Play Club and you want to watch a video on this, with a little more in depth, or you want some friendship resources to help kids build those strong friendships, social emotional skills and beyond, we have packs, resources, tools for all of those things. We'll put your invitation below. And remember, you've got this. Your class has you as an amazing teacher who's taking the time to think of these strategies and implement them, and it's going to serve them and you so well. I'm wishing you all the best luck. I'll see you on the next episode. Happy teaching.